And I like the 1+1+1 because it was really big and it were all attached to each other and it looked like they were fighting each other.
I really liked the giant seed, because that looked really nice. I just liked how Henry Moore thinks and how he does his sculptures. Like, he doesn't do them smooth, he can kind of like do them rough and different kind of materials and that.
And I think one of the things about the exhibitions at the Sculpture Park is that we're constantly striving to show something different, something new. So, for example, the Ursula von Riedingswald exhibition at the moment, I think that's the largest of its kind in the UK ever. And we're bringing this incredibly famous artist to a new audience.
They were able to get to a really sort of quite a profound understanding of the work, which you can't accomplish in a lesson or even in a group of lessons. So it was a real sort of a feeling of being immersed in the Sculpture Park.
Well, we like walked around the Sculpture Park and we saw many different sculptures, like the Family Man, which was like whole different rectangles forming up in different shapes, and each part meant something about the life.
I always want the children to find their own connection with the sculpture. So I might ask them to imagine someone in their family, who would it be, or who would they add, or imagine if they became a Barbara Hepworth sculpture in the Family Man, what would they look like? So we look at what's here, but then we also look at ourselves and bring ourselves into that. So with all the work that we look at, I try and make sure it's relevant to each individual person so they can tell part of their story. We take them into a really beautiful space called Sky Space by James Turrell. It's a really interesting sculpture to take young people into because you walk in, and I ask them to walk in without speaking, and then we sit down and then I ask them to look up and there's a hole cut, and that's the sculpture. He uses light and you see the sky. And it absolutely, every time there's a wow factor and you're just showing them a small section of the sky.
For some of the children, it brought out quite a few emotions, and because they could contemplate and think, it was an area that they could recognise, that they could think about things just looking up. And some of the children, it was very thought-provoking for a lot of the children. That was very, very special, and for me personally too.